Hey, y'all, listen. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. It is Trending Topics Tuesday, and I'm glad to see you in the building. If you in the building, hit the like button for the diva, okay? She working. Hit the like button. Now, listen, guys, I went to the Sherry Shepherd show today. I had myself a ball. I had fun there. It was freezing in that studio, but I had a ball. But here I'm back to work now. And we got Trending Topics Tuesday. And you know, today's Trending Topics is called Family Matters. You know, every now and then we got these trending topics called Family Matters. Family Matters. So, what is it? Yak Gotti, the YSL case, the longest case in Georgia history, the case where people said, people love this statement. When the feds come for you, when they come for you, when it's these RICO charges, 9.9 times out of 10, you are going to get convicted. Well, he going to be home for Christmas. Matter of fact, he home now. He is home in time for the Thanksgiving leftovers. Fannie Williams out there had to take an L, a big fat L. She fumbled the case. A big fat L. Because he home for Christmas. Yes, he is. He's home. Not guilty on all the charges. Listen, the true winner here is his lawyer. To hire that lawyer now, you're probably going to need $1,000 an hour. Shout out to the lawyer. Because he did a whole magic trick. Case was forever. But guess what? At the end of the day, victory. And child, you know, a lot of men, sometimes they don't really show their emotions. Ain't there something about when the men get in trouble, they show their emotions. They say every time Diddy come up in the courtroom, he hugging his lawyers. This case today, we saw it when they said not guilty, and the other one just got a guilty on the pow charges. Both of them was hugging their lawyers for dear life. The men getting emotional. They was facing spending the rest of their life in jail, and then all of a sudden everybody becomes so religious too. Yeah, God, he was up there like, he was like, oh. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And listen, just what was it? Just the other day, because I saw the staples up in his head. They tried to get him in that jail. But now he ain't got nothing to worry about, hopefully, because he's free. He's in the streets. Back in the streets. And that's why I keep telling y'all, if you got a dream that you did not give birth to yet, there is still time. Because we got straight up criminals coming out in these streets, fulfilling their dreams and making the money. Don't sleep. I may have to write a book for y'all. In 2025, y'all need to run after your dreams. Keep chasing them until you achieve them. Because remember, you got Suge Knight behind bars, got a whole podcast, and he got people, sponsors. He yours. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop. If you got breath in you, keep going. You know, I saw something the other day, the brand Dior. They said he launched that and he was 41. There's some other ones. They got big brands now and they launched it later in life. Don't give up, people. Don't give up. Suge Knight, collect calls from Suge. Behind bars, giving the tea, so to speak. Don't give up, people. This man, y'all got it. He's free now. Shout out to his lawyer, Doug Weinstein. And listen, although he is in criminal law, you know, I ever get married, I'd be like, no, sir, can you write up my prenup for me? He the man. We're going to talk about it. Tonight's episode is Family Matters. Now, speaking of Family Matters, when are people going to realize that whatever you were born with is enough? It's enough. When are people going to realize whether you got long hair, your hair's bald, your hair's gray, your hair's yellow, your hair's brown, your hair's orange, your hair's brown? You wear glasses, you don't wear glasses. You got boobs, you don't have boobs. When are people going to realize that they're enough? Now, I can't say what Serena Williams did and did not do, but I will say this. She's looking different these days. So she got into a fight with the social media. Let me give another hint here. If you're going to put yourself out there as a public figure, or you are a public figure, and you want to be on social media, you got to be prepared to take the good with the bad. You just do. It's just that's part of it. That's the fine print. The fine print is you're going to have to take the good with the bad. And when I say the good with the bad, I'm not talking about somebody just straight up disrespecting you, your kids, or your family. But you're going to have to take the good with the bad. People may not like when you wear a certain wig or you comb your hair a certain way. So Serena Williams was getting into it with some of her fans because they said, girl, are you lightening your skin? They told her you're looking different. You're looking lighter. And she's 10 toes down that she is not touching her skin. She wants the dude, you know, are we stupid? She's not lightening her skin. It's the makeup. It's the lighting. It's the sunlight. Now, usually when the sun hits me in the summertime, I don't get lighter. I get darker. But listen, when I looked at Serena, I before I did this, I ran through a lot of her Instagram pictures and I compared it to the recent look. And I'm like, woo. Something is amiss. But she wants to say she's not lightening her skin. Just like many people, they get on the Ozempic and then they want to act like I just started eating lettuce and chicken and exercising, and that's why I'm smaller. And you like, you woke up one day after struggling your whole life with the food. One day you woke up and you said, that's it. I'm going to eat chicken and lettuce and do some squats. And then you went from 350 pounds to 110 pounds in the blink of an eye. Okay. If that's the story you want to tell us, okay. But Serena, who has won plenty of, Wimbledon championships, she is going to go down in history as the GOAT of female tennis, period. She's good. She's the GOAT. She's that chick. The GOAT of female tennis. And she's done other things outside of that. But let's do this. If she did nothing but her tennis thing, she did it. She won in life. But still, somewhere in her mind, she's not enough. Now she's looking ultra thin. And I thought she had a nice curvy shape too. She's looking thinner and lighter. But she's telling us it's the sunlight. Yes, Irene, she did. So we're going to talk about her. And then we're going to talk about people having the nerve to be mad that President Biden pardoned his son. Listen, I'm into people learning lessons, but if the whole world is practicing foolery and, I'm about to leave the office and I got, because how old is Biden? And y'all know I don't age shame, but however old Biden is, right? Is he in his 80s or his 70s? So either way, if I tell myself I'm going to live to 100 and I got 20 years left, I'm not going to spend my last 20 years. Thank you, Emmanuel, who's 82. I'm not going to spend the rest of my years. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to spend the rest of my years visiting my son in jail. No, I'm a part of my son, point blank, period. And guess what? Whoever got a problem with it, oh, well. K&J, I appreciate you. Oh, shoot, you said Diva on fire already. Here for it. I'm glad you're here for it. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm a part of my son. And I wouldn't give a rat's behind who would be mad at me. I'm 82. I done did this whole president thing for 4 years. In my last year, y'all all wanted to disrespect me and said I wasn't ready to run again and I need to step aside and all this other stuff. Y'all kicked me to the curb. So that's right. Before I go out, I'm a part of my son. And guess what? If I had some other family members that needed to be pardoned, I would pardon them too. What y'all gonna do? That's what I would do. But that's why tonight's topic is called Family Matters. We got stuff to talk about. Now, when we were Yak Gotti, wait till you see his mother. You know what? I cannot say what I would or would not be saying. Of course, listen, I can say one thing, but when your son is actually in trouble, who knows what you would actually say and do at that time. You understand? But like I said, if I was in if I was in Biden's position, would I have pardoned my son? Absolutely. Now, listen, guys, y'all know what I need in the chat because I'm about to bring the people on in the building. I need a what, y'all? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is, what's today? Tuesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. And the title is called Family Matters. We got that Yak Gotti. And you know that Fonnie Willis, she gets a whole F. She gets an F. I don't care what nobody says. She gets a big fat F. You had the longest case in Georgia history and you lost. And now they said they're going to backtrack perhaps. And all of the people that cut a deal ahead of time, they may relook at that and they get less time. This was a whole epic fail. Bonnie, I don't know what to tell this woman to do. I really don't. Go somewhere and hide. It's a mess. Serena Williams and then Hunter Biden. Let me bring all the people in on the building. Hey, Julius.
Hey, hit the like button, y'all. Your favorite mod is watching.
There you go. Katrina, Savannah. Hey, in my opinion. Hey, Felicia. We're going to get into this, y'all. Let's get into this Yak Gotti, okay? Let's get into this YSL situation. How today, listen, some people are celebrating this last quarter of the year, okay? Last 20-something days that we got, and some people are crying. Diddy's crying. Everybody from the YSL case, they throwing the whole party. Yes, they are. Throwing the whole party because all of them pretty much got a little tap, tap on the hand, okay? So let me get into this story. Where is it at here? I hope this is the one I'm looking for. I hope this is it. Okay. Okay, this is, I think we are there. Okay, yeah, I gotta find, because I need y'all to see his mother speaks. Here she is. Okay. Let's hear Mama speak first. Okay, we're gonna hear Mama speak first. Got a lot to go through.
Going to work, having a personal life, coming back down here, sleeping in the courtroom. They having to wake me up, doing this thing over and over and over again repetitiously. Every day. Every day. My son stood up 30 months. My son stood up. And we was victorious. I'm thankful to God that a mother love went beyond the world. And I'm thankful I never gave up on my son. Never. He said, Mama, I'm not taking it. I'm standing up. And I stood right by him every day. Every day of the week, I stood by my child. And he said, no. And I said, I'm going to stand with you. I'm going to stand with you to the end. And we stood down to the end. You never give up. No matter what's thrown against you. You never give up. Never. And he stood down. And I'm right here every day. Every day I stood up with him. Every night I prayed with him. And I told him, son, this is bigger than you. This is bigger than you. And I'm thankful to the people all over the world that prayed, gave me encouragement. He gave me encouragement. Big Jeff, Miss Sylvia, everybody around me. Taylor Cole. I got so many people, my family members in Miami, Florida. Everybody that gave me hope and encouragement. India Monte stood every day. He watched them say bad things about him and disgrace him. And I had him and I raised him. They divulged his character. They said bad things about him. But we got the victory. And in life, you never give up. Never. You never give up, no matter how bad it look. God said he'll make your enemy your footstool. I look to the hills where my help come from. I had bad days. I had good days. I had emotional days. But I damn if I was going to give up. And I'm thankful for everybody that's been around me in my life who encouraged me. I'm emotional beyond words. I am emotional beyond words, beyond measures. A mother love. I never will give up. And I taught him that to give up, never give up. No matter what the traditional system say about him, never get up.
Ooh, child. A mother's love. Says she prayed with her son. She was there for her son. Young Thug co-defendant Yak Gotti not guilty on all YSL RICO charges. So Yak Gotti's mother, Latasha Kendrick, gave a passionate speech outside the courtroom after her son not guilty verdict, doubling down support on his decision not to take a plea deal and to fight the case, even at the risk of her own freedom. Young Thug's co-defendant Yak Gotti just shrugged off a Judd House stabbing, and he's set to walk out a free man after being found not guilty on all charges in the spiraling YSL RICO trial. The battle rapper, who's been integral for Thug's YSL records since the start, was smiling as he hugged his lawyer, Doug Weinstein. Listen in that chat. Shout out to Doug. And I'm not talking about the way this case went, because listen, it went the way it went. But I'm saying shout out to Doug. He had over the feet beforehand, and he came out victorious. Who supported him through the knife attack a few days ago, right? So let's hear when they said the verdicts. Hold on one second.
Mr. Kendrick, you have been found not guilty on all charges. Mr. Stillwell, can you please stand? You have been found guilty on count 64, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and not guilty on every other charge. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are officially released from further service, and I cannot express the degree of thanks that Fulton County owes you for your service. Given the length of this trial, you have paid close attention this entire time, and I appreciate your devotion, as I'm sure do the parties in this case. You are welcome to stay for the sentencing, or you can return to the jury room. I would like to speak with you in just a moment in the jury room. If you all do want to stay, you're welcome to stay. Is there any objection to the form or the legality of this verdict? Any from the defense? All right. All right. Is there any reason that we can't go ahead and?
Ooh. Another defendant, Shannon Stillwell, was given probation for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and also shared an emotional moment with his attorney. He was found not guilty of murder, among other charges. The YSL RICO trial is the longest running in Georgia history, and its top target, Young Thug, struck a plea deal that sprung him with a lengthy probation. Legal pundit Megan said that Peach State should be embarrassed about their results. Jeff DeSantos, a spokesperson for Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis, told the media outlets on the scene, "We always respect the verdict of the jury." Yak and Stillwell were the last two defendants in the case and now assumed to resume business as usual, making hit records. Now I am going to play a little bit. Let me make sure I still have it queued up. I do want to play a little bit of the closing arguments for this trial, because the defense team did their thing. Oh, shoot. Did I close it out by mistake? Let me just see here. I might have closed it out. I have to cue it back up, but that's okay. I'm going to cue it back up because I want to play something for y'all. I thought I had it here. And I'll cue it back up and then I'll play for you. But in the meantime, while I'm working on queuing this back up, we will move on to our first person to speak. Julius, your thoughts? Mama says she stood by her son. This is Family Matters. What are your thoughts?
Mama's prayers.
Oh. Okay.
Mama's prayers carried through. Mama's steadfast love held his boat steady. Don't disappoint Mama again. You got lucky this time.
Uh-oh, come on, talk.
You won't get lucky the next time. And that goes for the other now not convicted person as well. He got probation. He's out. He's like, in his reaction by him breaking down and bawling his eyes out, in the crevices of his lawyer, he's like, I don't even care about that probation. The fact that I am out, that I can see the sunshine in the trees, and not being told to saying, lights out, chow time, 20 minutes of recreation. Those tears were of relief for him. Both of those boys are relief. And to Miss Fonnie. Now, ma'am, come on down to the carpet. You was being too much of a hot mess here, ma'am. Too much now. Too much interluding with Nathan Wade, ma'am. Come on now. Quit being a hot mess. Let it go to your head. Do better.
Now, I'm just going to play a little bit of the closing arguments for this case. These lawyers were no joke. Listen, let's take a listen.
I don't know about y'all, but when someone invites me over to their home, I do not ask before I go there, do you have drugs stashed away throughout your house? I do not ask before I go there, have you got a machine gun hidden under the couch in the basement? Have you got guns stashed in your cabinets? I don't ask that. And when I get to their house, I don't go looking for those things. Why did they charge him with this? Why did they charge Mr. Kendrick with this? Because, as I have told you, and from what you could see in this courtroom, Mr. Kendrick has done nothing but work on his music, but they have to drag him in. They have to suck him in to this vortex caused by their relentless, ridiculous pursuit of Jeffrey Williams. It is offensive and it is absurd, and presumably they felt they needed to do it to help out on the RICO case and to help get Jeffrey Williams. Briefly turning to each of those counts, count 57, participation in criminal street gang activity. That is purely based on his alleged possession of marijuana and a firearm. But again, no one got up here and said Mr. Kendrick possessed any of the firearms or any of the drugs at the house. Now, here's what the state is likely to say. This is what I'm anticipating. Possession can be one of two ways, and you will hear the judge instruct you on this as well. It can be actual possession, you're holding, or constructive possession. Constructive possession requires the state to show that Mr. Kendrick intended to possess those weapons, intended to possess those drugs. So when the state tells you that, I want you to please remember what I've just told you and think, what witnesses have you seen? What evidence has been presented that Mr. Kendrick intended to possess those weapons or those drugs or that marijuana? Nothing. Zero. Donut hole, nothing burger. The other three counts, 58, 61, 63, those are all marijuana or firearms. And again, I don't need to repeat myself. While I have had wonderful help from Ms. Hingerty and Mr. Apt on this case, for the most part, Diamante only has me up here representing him. The state has an army of prosecutors, investigators, law enforcement to assist them. So, Diamante only has David. And I just pray that I have done my best to slay this giant Goliath that is pursuing him. The state has not met their high burden of showing guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. I would even argue the state hasn't met these lower standards either. It's just not been done. I think when you go back there and deliberate, you'll come up with the same idea, the same conclusion. This case against Mr. Kendrick should have never been brought. That same Saturday night when I saw The Mentalist, a friend was saying to me, well, your problem is that the state has the last word. You're going to get up and talk to the jury, but then the state gets to go again. And they're great lawyers from the state. And they may not remember what you say. They're going to have the last word. And I said, no, you are wrong. You are wrong. The state does not have the last word. The jury has the last word. You guys have the last word. Each of you will decide the fate of Mr. Kendrick. Each of you individually will decide whether the state has met their high burden on each of these counts and on each of the elements of the counts to show that he committed this beyond a reasonable doubt. When you go back and deliberate, I believe that you can go back and send the message that targeting people, fixating on individuals who have managed to climb out of their circumstance, attacking people for their music and their lyrics and their art is wrong, is wrong. Targeting only people of color for their music and lyrics is wrong. Winnie Lee, when he was on the stand, told you, he told all of us, even though I am a Black man, not everything I write about is true or autobiographical. He has an imagination. Mr. Kendrick has an imagination. He has things to say about what he sees in the world around him, as does Winnie Lee, as does Jeffrey Williams. And the use of lyrics and artistic expression against individuals is wrong, it's un-American, and it shows the desperation of the state that they have to reach to that level in order to try to make a case against Mr. Kendrick. You can show that maybe, just maybe, we really do believe it when we tell people that through hard work, you can pull yourself up from wherever you came from. And that we, as Americans, as people, we believe in redemption. So I ask you to please remember that during and after the state's closing, to remember that when you're deliberating, to remember that each of you individually gets to make that decision of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So I'm going to ask for the sale, because that is what you're supposed to do, right? And I'm going to ask you to go back there, deliberate, and come back with not guilty verdicts for Mr. Kendrick on all the charges against him. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for the last year of your life that you sacrificed to be here and fulfill your roles as citizens. I really appreciate it.
Ooh, child, he asked the people to come back with not guilty on all charges, and that's what they did. Savannah, your thoughts? Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. Savannah, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I thought I was at the bottom. I wasn't prepared.
Okay.
This is so embarrassing for the whole prosecuting office of Fannie Willis and the city of Atlanta. They've been getting a lot of egg on their face lately from the mishandling of the Trump trial, and I don't know, because these people are not incompetent. I mean, they're the people that work in that office. They're not incompetent. There's some smart people who have done some very sloppy work on both these cases. It just seems like, they put together this very weak case against this gang because these defendants were not innocent. This was a gang that terrorized a sector of Atlanta for years, for absolute years. And while that mother was in there screaming and standing by her son, where were you when your son was out there robbing, stealing, like doing all the other things that he was accused for and talked about, and even Woody had said that they were involved in. And I didn't follow this trial much, but there was a lot of incidents there, from the removal of judges and lawyers being put in jail, and it baffles me that this DA's office was so sloppy and failed to do their homework and their research, spent how much money on this, on trying all these defendants, because this trial went on for years, and going using post off of social media, it's just, they deserve to lose. They deserve to lose, and I think a bunch of people should be fired in that DA's office. Something's going on, and maybe they need to be investigated for sloppy work and for not doing their due diligence, because this if I was a citizen of Georgia, my tax dollars went to this to pay for this case, I would absolutely be upset that this DA's office was this sloppy and unprepared. So they deserve to lose. I just hope that these young men have learned a lesson, and they're the only ones who really won here. Besides them now having some sort of freedom back, defense lawyers got paid very well. So of course they were going to be sharks. They did their job, and the the city of Atlanta wasn't prepared. So hopefully these men do some good for their community.
Yeah, hopefully they learned a lesson and they won't never get in trouble again, because I don't think they're going to strike that good luck twice. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Nothing beats a praying mama. And if you've been a parent before, you know the strongest prayer you pray is over your children.
Mm.
I do feel like this case went so many different directions, from the attorney, trying to act like she was black and getting on TV and then getting herself arrested to this, you know what I'm saying? But I think that was a blessing in disguise for them, because they got him and he brought home the win for them. So good luck.
Good luck. Katrina, your thoughts?
My thoughts are they gambled and they won. I mean, the thing about it is with them, yeah, they have done some awful. Well, they've been accused of doing some awful things, because we can't say they done some awful things because they got they got a not guilty verdict. But and they did do some good for Atlanta. But it's just sad that they bad outweighed they good of what they was doing. And as you said, if you got the right lawyer and you got the money behind it, you can get away with stuff. You can get away with it. And the prosecutors, the witness, I mean, their witness messed up their whole case. When they put Woody on that stand, it was over with. I mean, everything that he said, they couldn't get him on nothing. I mean, everything that he said in his when he got when he was with the detectives and stuff, when he was back there with the lawyers and the judges and all that, everything that he said, he came right out and said that he don't remember. He can't recall. He can't recall. He said he was playing biscuit ball when they arrested him. And the folks asked him, why you arrested him? Because I'm Woody. Woody messed up their whole case. After Woody left that stand, they should have all just stopped. They should have just said that we just gonna let him go, because after Woody, he made those prosecutors look like fools. And everybody talked about how uneducated Woody was. Woody outsmarted them and got away with it, and out in his Hellcat in the streets doing donuts. So it all depends on your lawyer. You got the right kind of lawyer, you can get out a lot of stuff. And these young men, I hope they go straight this time, because they got away with a lot of things. They gambled. They wouldn't take a plea. They out, no probation, no nothing. They free. They're not like Jeffrey. I wish Jeffrey lawyer he didn't want him to take a plea, because everything was circumstantial and he felt that he can get him off. But he was tired. He was ready to go home. And I get it. But hopefully these boys will get out. They'll take another different direction on what they was doing. And hopefully they will make a difference and let the other kids know that it's not even worth it. and maybe they can get on with their life, because none of their life was just easy. So, but there's still no reason for you to go out and disrupt somebody else's life. So, basically, I hope they just get out and do the right thing. That's
I
all I got.
I hope so too. Felicia, your thoughts?
Wow, wow, wow. Hey, everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I certainly did. You know, this is a case that I think is going to have precedence for a lot of cases going forward. You know, it started out with 28 defendants in this case, and it boiled down to these two who got sentenced today, whose verdict came in today. First of all, shout out to Doug Weinstein. For those of you who've been following Diva and been hearing my voice, I've always said, hey, get a good lawyer, somebody within that practice group. And if you can, get a great one. And Doug Weinstein was a great one. And thank you for showing his closing argument. Was just phenomenal. It's a bit long, but it's worthy of a full listen for the folks who want to go listen. But as Savannah had said, a lot went on with this case. This judge the first judge was taken off the case for having done some improper meetings. One of those meetings was with a defendant called Woody, as Katrina brought up. And Woody was just a whole bundle of, I don't know what. You couldn't really understand a lot of things he was saying. And he was on the street. And he told them straight up he would lie. He would say whatever he had to say because he didn't want to be in no jail. So the judge had a private meeting with him without having all of the other counsel present. So at that time, there was 6 defendants and there were 6 different attorneys, and they were all not present at that meeting. And so the judge was removed from the case, and in came Judge Whitaker, and she moved things very quickly. And there was a time when they were offering plea deals. And I'm going into this because that's when Young Thug took the deal, and he took a chance, and like she said, he gambled and he won with probation, and so did a couple of the others. But when it came down to these last two, Kendrick and Stillman, the prosecuting's office wouldn't offer a plea deal necessarily. They said, oh, no, we're not. We're taking anything off the table. And they said, well, what was the deal? And the deal was to plead guilty to 2 life sentences. And this is the outcome today, not guilty on 64 charges. And what
64.
Those charges included taking a life, attempting to take a life, armed robbery, witness intimidation, substance dealing, weapons, all kinds of things. And the last 2 said, we will see it through. And so that was a tremendous exhibition of faith and prayer, because his mother moved me. Yes, she did, because she was believing all the way. And trust in your awesome attorney. That's what we got to see a little bit of here tonight. In terms of how they move forward, I think out of 28, I think 22 are out. So if there's something that they were doing illegally, I hope they're not doing it anymore. Diva, you showed us a thug out there making music. He's out there making music with Drake and T.I. He's living his best life. So I don't know what it means going forward, but I will say this, that this Donnie J about to be sworn in, and he's a convicted, and he's about to run the world. So good luck to everybody. And thank you, Diva, for sharing.
Thank you. Keisha, you're up. Nice to see you in the building. What are your thoughts on this situation?
So hey, Miss Diva, hey everybody. So I just had to come up real quick. I was like, I have to say something. So I'm kind of on a different train. I'm kind of on the train with Savannah.
Okay.
So I'm glad they're out. Obviously, we don't see anybody locked up, but I just think it's sending the wrong message to the community, to the people, like she said in Atlanta, but to the world. Because when Thug got out, all you saw on TikTok was everybody glorifying what he did, and he got out. This same situation, the same thing with Diddy. We don't know what's going to happen, but it seems like he might get off. Trump got off, so it's kind of showing the message like you can do bad stuff and get away with it. So I'm kind of echoing what Savannah is saying. Yes, I'm happy he's out. Your mom always going to stick by you, but we all know they did do some bad things, and I think people just glorifying it, and they shouldn't.
Woo. That's a problem, right? It is a problem. That is a problem. But when you have an overconfident prosecution and they fumble the whole situation, this is what you end up getting. That is why I keep saying in the Diddy case, they need to stop with all the side shenanigans. Because if they don't, you're going to see a result that many people don't want to see. So I get what you're saying. Yeah. It's messy because they terrorized, allegedly, we got to say, because they've been found not guilty, Atlanta. And now they out in the main world, free world, chilling.
Yeah.
Not guilty on all charges.
Except for one. One got guilty on having a gun by being a felon.
Katrina,
And he
Yeah.
did probation.
you in the words, Katrina, you in the words. But yes,
Mhm.
the one, pow pow,
Yeah.
say the word pow pow. But yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
yeah. So yeah, he did. But I mean, in comparison to what he was up against, that's nothing.
Mhm.
That's why he was hugging that lawyer for dear life.
Diva, if I may, I'd like to come back and be clearer. There's something to be said about having a great attorney who understands the rule of law. So, according to my understanding, and I did follow the case, not 100 and some odd days, there was no evidence, there was no DNA, there was no weapon found, there was none of this and none of that. So, yes, we go on what you present, yes? So the prosecutors didn't present evidence to say this is what I'm talking particularly about Kendrick. This is what he did. This is what we found. In their closing arguments, it was a lot of feelings. It was a lot of, I think, it was a lot of assumption. And I think they thought they did the best that they could. But when you have a great attorney, like you had in Doug Weinstein, he's able to counter your close with what is the rule of law. And in the little piece you showed us, he went into detail about what intent meant. Okay, what did he intend? And if you cannot find that beyond a reasonable doubt, this is what his intent was, then you have to find him not guilty.
Not to find him not guilty. And like he said, who when you go to somebody's house, you don't ask no questions ahead of time talking about, do you have substances there? Do you have illegal this? Do you have that? Nobody's asking that. Nobody's asking all of that.
Nobody. If I were to meet you for lunch, am I going to say, listen, do you got a pow in your purse? Did you smoke some weed on your way over here? I'm not going through all of that. I'm going to trust.
Right.
Right? And if something happens, I'm going to say, well, I really don't know her like that.
That's a fact. That's a fact, Felicia. That's a fact. That's a fact.
But they were overzealous. They were
overzealous. They were very overzealous.
And they did get quite a few people admit guilt on some of the charges. But I don't think they got anyone to plead guilty to RICO, which is part of what is the Mr. Combs case, because the head of the RICO was supposed to be Young Thug, and he did not plead guilty to RICO charges.
At all. Yeah. But the respect, if I could give the prosecution this, they had their enterprise, with Rico, you need your enterprise. You need the people, it can't be one person. And I'll give them this because you said it was 20-something defendants, right? They had their enterprise. They just didn't have enough of the other information. And their star witness was a whole hot flaming mess. A whole hot flaming mess. We're going to go ahead and roll into our next story. And this is Serena Williams. And I actually really, really like Serena. And I followed her sister and her career a lot, Venus and Serena. And, when I was like, seeing them, it was just this sense of pride and proudness that I got to see people that look like me dominating the tennis world. I mean, at one point they had their braids, they had their beads in their hair. It was just, I just kind of rose up and stood up to say like, wow. And those girls, while they was playing tennis, they went through a lot. They went through a lot. They tried to, if you follow their career, like they would try to disqualify them because they were saying their beads was falling out their hair. So they had to stop wearing the beads. They talked about their outfits. These girls went through it. So they couldn't just play tennis. When they were beating everybody just off of skill, they started to attack their looks, their hairstyle, their outfits, everything. They weathered the storm big time, okay, with the scrutiny and everything. And to weather that storm and for Serena to be where she's at now, she's denying it. All I can say is she doesn't look the same. So Serena Williams is forced to deny she did a Michael Jackson by bleaching her skin after a viral video sparked brutal trolling of the tennis icon. And this girl is absolutely, people talked about them. I found them to be beautiful, her and her sister. And this picture right here, she's gorgeous. Her skin is gorgeous. She looks gorgeous. And then you have this most recent side where it sparked a whole lot of trolling on the internet. I will say this, and I'm really not trying to be funny or fresh. When I see the picture to, I guess, my right, it reminds me of that movie with the two comedians when they did the movie White Chicks. And for her to say this is sunlight or something like that, I'm saying negative to that, but this is what Serena is saying. So tennis pro Serena Williams has hit back at skin bleaching claims after the viral video stirred up a scandal with fans. RadarOnline.com can reveal the 43-year-old set the record straight in an Instagram live video on Monday, where she directly addressed the problem after she appeared lighter in stage makeup for her daughter's play. During the live, the sports star was seen maneuvering through her makeup routine as she stopped to quickly shut down rumors. And no, for you haters out there, I do not bleach my skin. She added, there's a thing called sunlight, and in that sunlight, you get different colors, okay? That is her, and her husband was behind her there. Williams explained how the recent video hold on, because I got it. Let me see. Okay. Williams explained how the recent video that fueled the skin bleaching rumors, she was wearing stage makeup. I'm sorry. Stage makeup. While volunteering at her daughter's Olympia school play, where she helped out with the event for the 6-year-old. She continued, it's ridiculous that everyone is like, oh, she bleaches her skin. I'm a dark Black woman, and I love who I am, and I love how I look, and that's just not my thing. And if people do it, that's their thing, and they have every opportunity, and they should. I don't judge. She did reiterate it, but no, I actually don't bleach my skin. So can we just kind of clear that up? Later on in the video, she noted the gold wrapping paper in her bathroom behind her and said it mixed well with the light to give her more of her true color. She then joked that the color that I never bleached. The original scandal starring TikTok show Williams with her husband, Alexis, As they volunteered at their daughter's school play, the quickly sparked comments about her skin appearing lighter than usual. One person wrote, they say don't bleach, which is true because they are doing chemical pills and other stuff, I'm gonna use that word, that can make the skin lighter. So technically it's not bleaching. Another said Serena is beautiful, but she has definitely gotten lighter over the years. Maybe it's just the chemical pills. Some simply noted how Williams was already beautiful and said they no longer recognized her. In her defense, others said Williams' possible skin lightening could have come from her playing outside for 12 hours a day as a former tennis professional, or that she just didn't know how to do her makeup. Williams received similar criticism after she shared her latest selfie in November, where some even blamed her look on the Michael Jackson effect. The late pop singer was diagnosed with vitiligo in 1986 and was said to conceal his uneven skin patches with light-colored makeup and possibly skin bleaching creams. One commented, the photo is stunning, but it also makes me sad. The Hollywood facial transformation is evident. It's the dark-skinned Michael Jackson effect, someone said. Another said her skin keeps getting lighter and lighter in different pics. Williams is widely regarded as the greatest female tennis player in history with 23 Grand Slam titles to her name, including 6 U.S. Open championships. She turned professional in October 1995 and officially retired in September 2022 after 27 years. I'm trying to go back to the video. Let me just see if my screen is spinning right now. When it stops spinning, I will show y'all the actual video. She looks different, and she is having that Michael Jackson look. But in the meantime, Julius, your thoughts? Are you there, Julius? Okay, Savannah.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on 1 minute. Sorry. I want to say it's makeup. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt because I think about, the person Spice from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
She did that almost exact same thing. She didn't bleach her skin.
Okay.
I want to say that it's makeup, but I don't know. I mean, she was prettier before, but I'm going to withhold from that.
Give her the benefit of the doubt. I hear you. All right. Thank you, Julia. Savannah, your thoughts?
One thing I've always heard about Serena is that a lot of people, especially like social media influencers, would say that she needs a new makeup artist, or is she doing her own makeup? Because they've always accused her of not properly doing her makeup, getting the shades correctly, or even with her eyebrows being somewhat rather large or not framed correctly on her face. I think it's a combination of the wig and the makeup. I don't like her with the blonde hair. I think she's gorgeous with that red hair she had a year or so ago before she had her second child. I really don't, I really hate to think that she is bleaching her skin and suffers from some type of body dysmorphia, or doesn't see how beautiful, how strong, and how vibrant she is. I've always been in love with Serena and just her whole physique, because although she had, and in Spanish we say carne on her, some she had thighs and she had hips and body, yaddy. Serena was deemed the most healthiest. She was on Sports and Fitness, or Sport, that Fit magazine, as being one of the healthiest, most fit women out there. So I really hope
almost all of them
you
guys know.
I think how she explained that one was she was part of, or she was there with the daughter's play. I don't know if she was part of the play. I don't know what that was about, but I'm really going to chalk it up to makeup and reserve any comment on it now, because I absolutely love Venus and Serena.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just play this really quickly so everyone can see. Maybe it is makeup, but I will say she definitely looks different. Let me see if I can make that bigger. And let me see if I can play it. I don't know. My computer is being so slow today. While I'm trying to play it, where am I at? Who's next?
In my opinion,
in my opinion, thank you, Savannah. In my opinion, your thoughts?
I'm not gonna say it's all makeup. Let's be clear, okay? If y'all go through her Instagram, she's been going through this transformation for a while. But I wouldn't say I wasn't expecting this, because I was. When she was going through her tennis, she was having a struggle with the referees and the coaches and stuff like that. They was talking about how her body was shaped. They was talking about her complexion. They was talking about her hair. And so I think she went through a thing where she struggled to find her happiness in herself. If you looked at that video, okay, it's not just her face. Everybody think it's the makeup because they see in the face. It's not just her face. Her arms, her skin, all of it is lighter. It's just not her face. So that wouldn't be makeup, because we don't put makeup all over your whole body. I think she's fighting a struggle with herself, and I wish she get the help that she need.
Oh yeah, she definitely looks different, and she definitely looks lighter. It's sad. Katrina, your thoughts?
She said she was doing a play. Was she playing Glinda the Good Witch or something? Because if
Her
that's
daughter played.
she said she was doing what, baby?
Her daughter was at a play.
Oh, I thought she was involved in the play. She said she was using stage makeup. Um, you have to give props out to their father. Their father took them out there, got them to do what they need to do. They was talked about. They was called apes. They was called everything because they was out there trying to make it. And yes, they were put down for their bodies and what they look like. I don't know if she's bleaching because she's married to a white man or something. I don't know. I don't. It's sad, but whatever it is, if she want to do that, that's her body. I can't stop her. She has to live with the effects of bleaching, because sometimes when they bleach like that, it causes skin cancer because they don't have the millennium in them like they normally have as a black person. But I hope she get help before she go all the way. I mean, if she want to lighten her skin up, and chemical peels don't have your skin looking that light, because I get chemical peels and it doesn't do it like that. But I hope she find her happiness, because of all the things that she went through and all the things that she was called, maybe she's trying to get out that type of body. Look at Michael Jackson. Once he did that Thriller album, after that, it's just like he went down. Like every time you turn around, something he was bleaching. But Michael had some really bad skin as well. But I don't know. I hope she's not bleaching, but we can tell something is different. But like I said, it's her body, it's her life. She got to live with it. So that's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. Felicia, your thoughts?
Serena, do whatever you want to do as long as it's not going to harm you. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't. If that's what she's doing and not doing, I can only imagine that an athlete like her played all over the world. You were outdoors a lot, and your skin would have gotten darker. Would have gotten this light? Probably not. Maybe she's doing a little something. I hope the end result that she's happy with it. I really do. That's it.
Thank you. Keisha, your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of echo what Miss Felicia said and a little bit of Katrina too. I feel like she came out over the years, and it was us too, her own community and other people too, that kind of put her down, compared her, said she wasn't that feminine, or her skin, the way she looked, when she first came out. And I'm sure, especially being in the limelight, that can probably be so overwhelming. And just like going back to Michael Jackson, even thinking about him when he had that disease, but back then in that time in the 50s and 60s and 70s, they were still going through segregated times and things like that, where he probably wanted to assimilate into that culture when he got older, even though he did have those skin problems. So we don't know what, she's feeling. But like Felicia said, if that's what she wants to do, I just hope she's happy. But the end result is, if she's just trying to make us, to appease us and not herself, I think she's never going to be satisfied with the way she looks.
Your end point is my sentiment right there, right? I think that when you start chasing something versus trying to fix what is internally going on, and this is not necessarily directed to her. I don't know these people, so I can't say exactly what's going on with her, right? But when you try to fix an outside, but the inside is really where the problem begins, you end up, it just is a never ending thing, right? I'm feeling for her in a sense that I my heart breaks for everything that she went through in terms of the ridicule when they was playing tennis, and even beyond. Her and her sister just couldn't catch a break. But when you start mutilating your body, so to speak, versus maybe sitting down on someone's couch and talking things through, I think it's just a road that many people go down sometimes, and then it's like no turning back. To me, it wasn't only just the skin that looked different. It looks like a lot of contouring of the face, the nose, the cheekbones, everything. And in that particular video, she looked extra thin when she's always had a really athletic body. But I think I'm not saying she did, I don't know what she did or didn't do. I think many people are using these weight loss drugs, and they're taking them to the 10th power, where they're ending up ultra thin, and it's just a lot going on. So my prayers go out to Serena. I really do hope it is not skin bleaching. And that it was makeup all over her body. But there's many different looks. And I will say this is reminding me, this particular picture, let me just go to her Instagram. This particular picture is almost like these surgeons. I can't say she had surgery. I'm just saying this. So they get the same look to everybody. This is looking like Nene Leakes. This is looking like the comedian that used to be on Basketball Wives. Her name is slipping my mind right now. But things do look.
Tammy Roman.
Tammy Rowland. Yeah, Roman. Yeah, things are looking different, but I wish her all the best. And I wish everybody out there will understand that you are enough, and that if you try to follow or listen to the people, you're going to go absolutely insanely crazy, because no matter how you look or don't look, the people are always going to have something to say. You got to be happy with yourself. Yeah, it's like everybody is twinning out here. They're doing this procedure, and they're all looking the same. Yeah, it's the chiseled cheekbones. Yeah, it's a lot. And she's just gorgeous, but what are you going to do? So I'm going to
It's
go
definitely
ahead.
not the sun. The sun make you darker, not lighter.
I never seen the sun make you lighter either, but that's her claim, and she's sticking to it. Okay. I roll into this last story that, the people been trying to give Biden a way to go for pardoning his son. And the thought process, it baffles me, right? You can have a man here who they're saying that They're not even going to sentence him because remember, Trump was already found guilty. They're not even going to sentence him. In some of his cases, they're no longer going to pursue it. They're putting it on the back burner. And people are really mad because Trump pardoned his son. I'm just like, I don't know. People confuse me what the thought process is here. We got one person that's about to go run the whole world in a matter of days, okay? And everybody's cool with that, but they want to beat 82-year-old Biden down because he pardoned his son. I mean, you got to make it make sense to me. Jill Biden led family campaign to pressure husband Joe into pardoning son Hunter. It's claimed as rumors grow, he considered move 6 months ago. Okay. So Jill Biden has been accused of leading a family campaign to get stepson Hunter Biden pardoned. Well, God bless. You know what? Hunter Biden better shout out his stepmother, because she went to his daddy and said, knock it off, stop it. And sometimes as women in the head of the household, so to speak, the matriarch of the family, you got to go to your husband and tell him, calm down. I know the kids got to learn the lesson, whether they 10 or they grown adults. But in this one, I'm going to tell you, knock it off. And you know, I respect you as my husband, but pardon your son and stop it. Kennedyville insiders allege the first lady used family members to pressure her husband, Joe Biden, into pardoning his son before he left office. For months, the Democratic president, 82, insisted he would not issue a pardon to Hunter, 54, amid his pow and tax charges, only to change his mind after the Thanksgiving holiday. Well, hey, hallelujah. According to insiders, Jill's plan was put into action as Biden family descended upon a $36 million Nantucket compound for the Thanksgiving holiday. Unlike past holidays, the Biden's Thanksgiving was an intimate affair, only including Hunter, his wife Melissa, and their son Beau, as well as his sister Ashley. At the week of family time, the 82-year-old president made the shocking announcement he had changed his position and would pardon his only living son on Sunday, December the 1st. Jill, along with Biden's granddaughter, Naomi Biden-Neal, was said to be the driving forces behind his decision. Neal, who is Hunter's oldest daughter, recently had a baby shower at the White House and is expected to give birth in the next few weeks. Biden was said to stop by the baby shower and chat with guests. A source said of the Jill-Neal alliance, Hunter has no greater defender than Jill. During his Pow trial, Jill even traveled overseas to be in the courtroom for support, while also participating in a state visit to France. Following news of Biden's pardon, she told reporters, "Of course, I support the pardon of my son." Well, you know what? Every now and then you got some nightmare step parents, but I want y'all to right now in that chat, give it up to Jill. Give it up to Jill fighting for her stepson. While Jill's opinion has been said to be the most important to Biden, separate sources allege he had been privately considering a pardon for Hunter for months, despite previous statements claiming otherwise. Two sources familiar with Biden's decisions, overhanding a pardon to his son, claim he considered the action as early as June when Hunter was convicted. They claim it was decided the president would tell the public he was not considering a pardon while he mulled over the decision behind closed doors, according to NBC News. Another source echoed the insiders and said Biden wrestled with his decisions for months before his announcement, under pressure from family members and his own feelings on the matter. The source told Axios, once it became clear that the Justice Department was dead set on jail time, this was always how it was ending. Though Biden officially made an announcement on this claim, he began informing aides of his decision on the day prior after attending mass with his family, including Hunter. Well, listen, what I'm excited about here is you got a stepmother that loves her son, her stepson, okay? Julius, your thoughts?
Can we get an amen?
Amen.
Because let's talk about the hypocrisy real quick, shall we?
Go talk.
So the other guy, if he was given the opportunity, he would have done the same thing.
Mhm.
Don't fight me on this. Y'all know I am factually right on this. Now, we all know Jill wasn't going to go out quietly as First Lady. She's like, you think I'm going to let my son's freedom hang in the rings of this bozo? Yeah, no. You're going to pardon him, and you're going to pardon him now. I don't care about this institution. Look what they did. And you still want to oppose it? Nah, F that. Like Michelle said at the convention. Oh, I said when they go low, we go high. Nah, F that. When they go low, we go lower. That's what she said. And Jill channeled that energy. It's like, I want my son pardoned, and I want him pardoned now. And so, my next point. Thank you, Supreme Court. And to all the naysayers, guess what? He was acting within the confines of the presidency. And because of a certain decision, ooh, I'ma love saying this. He can't be charged. Don't you love it? When the justice system just works out.
Thank you, Julia. Savannah, your thoughts?
You know, this case here is exactly why the Democratic Party lost the election. Instead of standing behind the decision of the president that is his son, that is, he was not going to leave the office and leave his son swimming with a pool of sharks just ready to come in on January 2025 and tear Hunter to shreds. So I think this is long overdue, and Dr. Biden was not going to leave Hunter out there alone either. But the Democratic Party, the ones who are in the media over the past couple of days, going against the president and his part, his son, why isn't the states. When you have someone like Trump who pardoned Steve Bannon, General Flynn, who was known to be giving secrets to enemies, Paul Manafort, and also Roger Stone. And once he comes in, he's going, when Trump comes in, he's vowed to pardon all these the defendants from J6 who beat Capitol Police and desecrated one of our monuments and our buildings here in DC. So they have a plan to pardon all these people who have broke so many laws, because as we all know, if those people who stormed the Capitol on January 6th were of any other race, of any other color, of any other culture, those people would be rotting in jail. They would not have, they would not see the light of day. And then this witch hunt, which I call BS trial that they did on Hunter, where they again wasted our taxpayer money, taken away from departments of social services, was spearheaded by Jim Jordan, who is also, or was also, accused of turning a blind eye to allegations of an SA case, or of at least 170 young men that were violated in Ohio State, and he knew about it and did nothing to protect these men. So miss me with the BS, the outrage, the this is a father protecting his son, and I am continuing to applaud Joe and all the FUs that he's given this coming administration, and I'm loving that what we're going to be facing especially over the next year. I'm just going to sit back and watch and eat popcorn.
Thank you, Savannah. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Well, here's the thing. He did what he had to do.
Mhm.
I don't fault him for that. Actually, I applaud him because at first when he said he wasn't gonna pardon his son, I was thinking, yeah, right. You not gonna leave your son in that place or whatever. And then to hear that Trump was gonna get away with all his stuff that he's been convicted of, I bet he did say, wait a minute, now hold on. Now my son been convicted, but he got to serve the time. But this man been convicted and he get the presidency. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pardon him. I ain't mad at him. Go ahead, Joe. Go Jill. Dr. Jill.
Thank you, in my opinion. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, I would have did the same, but if I was Joe, I would have stepped down and I would have let Kamala did it. I would have let Kamala took over the last few weeks of this presidency seat. Simply because the reason so she can implement some of the things that she had out there for the people. Because this man that's coming in is placing these people in these jobs to tear down the democracy, to tear down the United States. Everybody that he put into office right now got some type of allegations on them,
Mm.
but he don't see it as a problem because he has the same allegations. So he think it's fine because he got away with it. He's allowing these people to get away with it. You pardon your son-in-law father with the same tax thing, but then you coming back saying Joe was wrong.
Mm.
First of all, Trump wouldn't have never said. Somebody said he would pardon his. He would have pardoned his son. He would have never said that he was never gonna pardon his son because he does what he wants to do. So if he would never even said if his son got in trouble that he wasn't gonna pardon him, he would probably gonna pardon him before his trial and stuff even came into light. This man is ridiculous. Joe, I said this a long time ago. I would pardon my son. I wouldn't leave my child in no jail to be left with them. Especially Biden got his faults. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about Hunter. Hunter did a lot of stuff. And like I said, I don't know if he's suffering from self neglect because he was the only one that survived in that car accident between his mom and sister. Maybe he's feeling like, why wasn't it me? It's a lot of things that you go through somebody's mind and through their head and go through the path that they're going on and using substances to get through it. Like I
Mm.
said, I'm not saying he's an angel, but they incriminate him on words he said in a book. That's how they got him because he said this in a book. He bought the pow pow while he was on those substances. That's how they got him. They used his words. The whole time we was hearing
Well,
about the
wait,
laptop.
Katrina, you know what's funny, but not funny, but interesting enough, though, that's the same thing the YSL lawyer is saying.
Yes, they
Using
got.
ridiculous
Hmm.
words from the lyrics of their song.
Yep, that's how they got. That's how they got Biden. And the thing of it is, with that, they came back. He paid off his taxes with interest. They kept talking about the laptop. The laptop. We never got anything off that laptop. We they had how long they kept that thing going for the laptop? 9 months, 10 months, whatever. Nothing never
3
came up with.
years.
Nothing never came up with the laptop. It's just ridiculous. This guy was the reason why they got him because who his father was. They were trying to bring allegations about him so his dad would look bad. That's the reason why they put that man through that stuff they put him through. If that wasn't his father, those allegations they had on him would never seen the light of day. And I'm not saying this for everybody to get away with crimes, but seem to me that everybody that's up there in Washington is getting away with crimes. Georgia, whatever, they're getting away with them. They've been overlooked. I just cannot believe that this man putting these people in place. It's just ridiculous. I don't get it. And I don't understand why people is not fighting him on this. This doesn't make any sense to me. This is totally ridiculous. You giving this man, Elon Musk, a job that don't even exist to be over, to take care of, to take away the EBT, the snaps, and all that type of stuff. It's ridiculous. It's sad. Yes, Joe, get your son out of there. And I hope your son is in rehab or went through rehab and off the substances they say he is. Um, Joe just retired happily because that's your only son that you got left. You got grandkids, and we don't know how long Joe life is left. We can't put that on, not that time on nobody. But enjoy your kids, grandkids while you got a chance. Do not leave your son in there to deal with the things that they got coming for him. Because the only reason why they did that is because of who his father was, and they tried to get him on different allegations, but it didn't work. Trump, if it didn't work, if it worked for you, it working for Joe. That's all I got.
Thanks, Katrina. Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, the last time we spoke about this, I said that Hunter needed to go to jail, do his time. He was wrong. But things have changed, and they've changed tremendously.
Uh-huh.
And I don't see things the same anymore. I am a flexible person. I'm adapt. I'm a critical thinker. And I thought, oh my goodness, if this were to happen, I don't know where his son would be placed. You as president, you could put somebody outside the country. You can have somebody in a place where family can't speak to them, can't talk to them. So they're going to have a lot of power because it's not necessarily whether there's guilt or innocence, is whoever they feel should go at this time. Some of you remember, I read that poem, First They Came. And so it means that no one is really safe. So when you're already in the hands of some of these people, they can do far worse. So congratulations to President Biden. I would have done the same. And I read the statement. I don't read the statement tonight. He pardoned him for everything he had done in the past and anything he might do in the past and anything he did in the future. And I said, that's how you do it. You cover it all. So that this way you can continue to protect. After the election, my ideology and my thoughts were that it's self-preservation and protect the family. And that's what Joe Biden did. So I've got no issue.
Yeah, and he covered all bases, like you said. Keisha, your thoughts? Thank you, Felicia.
Yeah, I have to echo everything that everybody on the panel said. I mean, I support Joe. I think he made the right decision. I think any one of us, like Felicia said, in the decision, especially after the election, things have changed. So we don't know what kind of hands he would have been in if he hadn't pardoned him. And we, just like Katrina said, we got way more important things to worry about that the current president is implementing than to worry about Joe pardoning his son. And like Savannah said, also, I hope we have the same criticism for the upcoming president when he starts to pardon all those people from January 6th. We'll see if the people are criticizing him the same way that Joe did when he pardoned his son. But I'm sure that won't be the case. They'll probably look the other way, say everything's fine. But yeah, I support Joe, and I think he did the right thing. If I had a son, I would do the same thing.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Let me see. Hey, Wayne, you're in the building. You want to comment on this story real quick?
I just came in like the Hunter, right?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. It was no doubt in my mind that President Biden was going to pardon his son. I mean, just on Trump going to pardon all these people from J6 who were involved. Some of them were involved in, I would say, the unaliving as a result. As a result of what they did. Officers lost their lives. One lady got trampled, all that.
Ooh.
And this is what he was responsible for. And he's gonna pardon all those people. Okay, he pardoned Ivanka's husband's father, Jared Kushner. He pardoned his father. So why I wouldn't care if Biden swore in a stack of Bibles that he wasn't going to pardon his son, and then changed his mind and pardoned him. Who wouldn't? I mean, who wouldn't? And why, in other words, also, why would he leave his hand? If he didn't pardon his son, that means his son had just walked into the lion's mouth. And I'm so sure, because he already said it, that he was going after the Bidens.
Mm-hmm.
He even said President Obama. All these people he's going after and all this. So, I mean, I think Hunter might have been a sitting duck in prison.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he did. And they said most people that would have did what he did or whatever wouldn't serve no time. You know. And I think they did it going after, it was because the Congress was Republican, all of them. So it was easy for them to do that. But I'm glad, and I hope he do a whole lot more good stuff too. In fact, I hope he makes Kamala Harris the 47th president on his way out. Or, if he falls ill these last 30 or 40 days, somewhere in the Constitution, I was watching it yesterday, I didn't get all into it, but it said that she could be the 47th president. And if you want to really be petty, she become the 47th president, and all those MAGA and Trumpster people, they got stuff to say, 47, they just lost all their money. Because it ain't no more good. But yeah, let him have to take the reins from a black woman.
I appreciate you.
Okay,
Listen,
Wayne. Okay.
Diva, I have one thing to say with Wayne. I was like, that would be awesome if that happened, and I would love to see how would the people react if she became the president and she acted like Trump and decided she was not leaving the White House. What would they do then? And she acted like he did on January 6th.
oh God, it would be a hot mess.
I ain't thinking about that yet.
A hot mess. But listen, I appreciate y'all. Tonight was Family Matters. Tonight was Family Matters, and we had this discussion. It's a lot going on. It is different times. And listen, one case sets precedent for another case. It really does. So it matters if you are responsible and you're in the prosecution's office and you are responsible for trying to, convict somebody, have your ducks in a row. So it's going to be interesting, the new prosecution over there in the Southern District of New York. Because Damien got an F on that Diddy case, point blank in the period. But listen, guys, I appreciate y'all being here. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, y'all know the routine. Hit the like button on the way out. Thanks, everybody. Good night and goodbye.